Truly beautiful mind.
Rain on the roof.
Rain on the roof we have done.
No, we haven't.
Rain on the roof.
In grammar determiners.
Done, no?
Modal.
So means which chapter?
Modal.
Truly beautiful mind.
Modal. Tenses.
Is that all done?
Composition, story, and
Composition, story, that is done.
Only a truly beautiful mind we have to do and revision. First, next Monday is the exam, so today we can do a truly beautiful mind.
Yeah.
Chop hai. And then on next Saturday we can do revision.
We can do revision.
One second.
We do that to make it better than me doing something that we don't have.
Tuesday, next Tuesday exam.
Next Tuesday means not this Tuesday, the coming Tuesday. So next Saturday again we have a class, so that time we'll do revision. We don't have a holiday. When? I don't know now. If there is a class, we'll do revision. If the revision it means it's for you to study and go. Okay, so what is the truly beautiful mind? Yes. Are you done at school? Which are
English का पेपर
And how did your test go, which you appeared for here?
Yeah, I came fifth all over UP branch.
What were your marks?
15 and a half, 16.
And did you come to know where you lost your marks?
4 marks I know better. Then only spelling. My all answers were correct. Only spelling.
You both have books?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not able to get the PDF of this, so.
Ma'am, I have a book sheet as well.
So then you both will need to share. So just read one summary that is here before we start with the chapter. You don't have the text. Or do they have
The book.
you need the
Yeah, this is me.
Two से use कर बैठ जा book.
Okay, keep pencils in your hand. The video is.
सर इसको बुक दे दो किसी को
और तुम वहाँ दोनों साथ में बैठो ना.
Okay.
बुक दे.
शुरू करें?
Yes sir.
तो कभी भी बुक से अंदर नहीं लाया मतलब great. Okay, so I'm just first reading the summary. After that, we can So, truly beautiful mind. This chapter is about Albert Einstein. The title of the chapter, Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein as he was a great scientist. Moreover, this chapter is a short biography. What is a biography?
An information about some person in short.
Yeah, about his life. What is an autobiography? something that he writes.
Yeah.
So this is a short biography of his, where they highlight some of his qualities. Also, this chapter shows Albert Einstein's interest in mathematics and physics and his ordinary human attitude. Who likes mathematics and physics from work? Baate chalu.
What, ma'am?
Who likes maths and physics? No, Einstein liked maths and physics. However, the guy, a truly beautiful mind, may let you wonder how a scientist's mind can be beautiful. It is because in this lesson we get to know about another aspect of his life, his other side, that he believes in humanity. What is the quality of humanity?
Being humble,
Being humble,
down to earth,
being kind, reading.
polite,
Reading?
Reading.
Greedy is an inhuman.
polite,
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
being
Sympathetic.
good in behavior,
Good in behaving, showing sympathy towards not only human beings but also animals. I tell you, in my house, just outside my window,
Yeah.
this time there is a bird's nest, a crow's nest. Have you ever seen a crow's nest?
Yes.
Or pigeon's nest? I'm not
crow,
talking
crow. I have seen crow.
Yes, I have been with
I took a video of that today. So while the other day what I saw, there were 3 eggs in it. Huh? I showed you a picture. There were pigeons are very dirty. Pigeons dirty it a lot. This crow's nest was so beautiful. So and I don't know how hard they must have worked in making that nest. See this. Today this little egg has hatched. Actually, I took one video also. See this.
Wow.
Here it looks like it's not alive only, but
ma'am in your house only.
outside the
हाँ,
and the grill.
घर पे ही है ना
Okay,
ये
ये देख.
रहेगा, अच्छा.
It's not making any sound. See this.
Ma'am,
Huh?
it would have taken him months
Months in the sense, what do you think?
to build it.
You see how intricate it is. See this. Here you have this, the thin grass, and here you have the thicker twigs. See how delicately, and how they must have collected one
Yes,
twig.
ma'am. It's very hard.
Yeah, and it's so clean. It's done so well. Anyways, we were talking about humanity. So what happened the other day? The other day I saw the mother crow was on top of it. It was there to hatch it.
Mother. How
Mother.
did you know? It could be father.
I assume it's the mother only because it's the mother only who usually tends to her babies. So it's clear. So father crow might do the job of getting the food and all that stuff. I don't know.
Ma'am, they eat
Or maybe
eggs and
healthy.
they lay eggs.
Who?
Crow.
They eat their own.
Their own eggs.
Then
Other eggs, ma'am.
जिस शादी में खाते हैं उसी में शेयर करते
So what I saw, that mother was on top of the eggs, and it was raining and her wings were getting wet. So I thought, look, even in animals, all this exists. They take care, like despite otherwise, when it rains, are you going to see a crow lying out in the open getting wet? No, no. But here, because her mother had to keep her the eggs safe, she was on top of those eggs. So then I put some kind of a plastic so that it acts like an umbrella and prevents her.
So ma'am, we did not help him.
Hmm?
We helped him.
I helped them by doing that, by putting that plastic sheet on top of the grill so that less water falls. And I keep some kind of food for the mother regularly, some boiled eggs or something.
They eat all eggs.
Wait, protein का good first. क्या हो गया?
पूरा गीला है इससे
नहीं, सोच.
पूरा शर्ट और सब गीला है ऐसे है
कोई एसी ज़्यादा नहीं लगा.
या मैं फैन ऑफ नो फैन ऑफ
कितना लोगों
ये
वालों
बात है नहीं रहती
Okay, so we were talking about his other aspect that he believes in humanity. Moreover, he advocates world peace, non-violence his entire life. That's why the title refers to him as a beautiful mind. So why is it referred to as beautiful mind?
जल्दी चलना ना
ऐसा zombie
ना सोगा
So why are we referring to it as a beautiful mind? His mind as a beautiful mind? Because of the humane aspects of this. Now read paragraph.
Yes. Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his father
एक मिनट.
thought.
सॉरी पूछ रहा था बस
हाँ,
पूछ रहा था गीला क्यों है बस
अरे
Sorry.
अरे
ये
बात
जहाँ रहता है बातें होती है. You don't encourage it. अंदर बात करना ध्यान दे.
His mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed too much large. Ma'am, did he have the highest IQ?
Highest, he did have a good IQ. You should be knowing something about it.
A truly beautiful mind.
Huh? A truly beautiful man.
Mind he had.
What do you mean that? Continuously.
Yes, right.
Okay, Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. Without any indication means when he was born, who knew that he is going to become so great? On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. Freak? What is freak?
डरपोक
See there on the side in English. A word used disapprovingly to talk about a person who is unusual and doesn't behave
स्ट्रेंज बिहेवियर
normally, or doesn't look like others. So on the contrary, what did his mother think? That he was a freak. So which means she was undermining him. To her, his head seemed much too large. Second paragraph. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. Usually you start talking by the age of 2. It's always said walk at 1, talk at 2. So at 1, children start walking and talking is at the age of 2. So now it was 2.5 years and Einstein still wasn't talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice, like stammering. You're uttering everything 2 times. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring because his mind, his variant didn't match with the others. So people termed him as
Brother boy.
Brother Boring. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. Hey, get up, get up, get up. You go there and sit with me. You come and sit. Has everyone signed? Arman, Mahesh, Mahesh, Zaid, Sayush, so what were we talking about? So the youngster played all by himself, much of the time. Why did he play by himself most of the time?
Because he was weak.
Not because he was a freak. Who said he was a freak? You cannot judge anyone or term anyone like that.
His mother only told him.
So you are calling him a freak. You are judging him as a freak. His mother termed him. His mother called him a freak. But that doesn't mean he was a freak.
I thought he
If
was.
someone says you are crazy, does that mean you are?
No.
Then okay. So don't say that. So why was he with himself most of the time is because we just did before this that he did not get along with the others, so then he was by himself. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Marja, he is said to have said, fine, but where are her wheels? So he was so much into machines and maybe cars and all that. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he'll never make a success at anything. This is what happens when we judge people. That somebody who's bad at something, oh, you'll never do anything in life. So that's what happened with him. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining his skill throughout his life. So he became an expert at that. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. Was he a bad student? He wasn't. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentation. Regimentation, order or discipline taken to an extreme, like how schools are. So they are quite rigid, right? So he hated the school's regimentation and often clashed with his teachers because his ideologies, his thought process was totally different. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled that that he left the school for good. What is the meaning of stifled?
Ma'am, unable to breathe.
Yes. Suffocated because he was not able to. It's written there. It's okay. Because he was not able to grow. He was not able to express himself. The previous year, so that's why he left for good. Like leaving something for good means Bull. Woken up.
Leaving something for good.
Huh. Leaving something for good means what?
मतलब छोड़ दिया अच्छे के लिए.
So say in English, what would that mean?
Leaving something in
Leaving something forever. Leaving something for good.
Ma'am, so we didn't go to college also.
Yes. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. After a prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So he never continued in a rigid school like this. You know, you cause too much disturbance even to me. Pay attention, keep it aside. So he left that school for good because it was very rigid, and then he went to this German-speaking Switzerland college there, okay, in Germany, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Liberal means more open-minded. Yes, liberty means freedom. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. Why have walrus mustache?
Now, modern what? What, ma'am? Modern?
You're not paying attention to what I'm reading.
No,
I
I
can't
can't
read
read
the
the
words. So read the words and you're not.
Walrus. I'm saying what does walrus mean?
What is the word mean? Use the word properly.
Walrus mustache.
Walrus.
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 Yeah.
Walrus is an animal. You know about the walrus? It's an animal like the seal. So it has that kind of those mustaches like he had. So that's why they call it a walrus mustache. Then para 7. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Mari, whom he found to be a clever teacher. So underline this, Mileva Mari. So keep marking up while I'm reading all the important words. The young Serb had come to Switzerland. Serb is somebody who's from Serbia. So this young Serb had come to Switzerland because the University of Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines. See the Philistines, a word used disapprovingly to talk about people who do not like art, literature, or music. Okay, so that's why she was referred to. They are talking about it as the Philistines. Those people in his family at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. And odds means
With, with, like,
with. Okay, what is an ally?
like,
Think I have written a friend or an associate. So Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Letters survived in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness, because these people were scientists, so they mixed science with words of love. wrote Einstein, how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. So see those scientific terms. In 1900, at the age of 21,
I'm asking where you are.
now patients रख रही हूँ मैं, तुम लोग भी अपना लिमिट समझ जाओ. Okay, constantly getting angry. And whether you wear the mask or no, I can make out what's happening behind. You can't cover your eyes, right? I'm not here to. There's nothing to joke about over here. तो joke कर रहे हैं तो हंसो ना किसी constantly की बात कर. And then you tell me who I was asking what you were there going. You think I won't come to know? तो कौन से year में हो?
2008.
Since which year I'm teaching you? 2005. So whatever life you have lived, I've been teaching. So before that also. So don't think you will either party karoge and then you say, oh, I was asking him something else and I'm doing that. Yeah. You also. Okay? Because it's even disturbing me. Your expressions, your faces, your talking to each other.